Welcome to another exciting, epic episode of the Alumni Podcast. I'm here with Tyler from the Congo, no longer of Cairo. It's all good. How you doing, T?
Doing good, doing good. The name just became too long. I had to cut it back a little bit. So I'm just repping the Congo today. That's it, Jim.
Yo, the Congo is a great country, okay? So you can just rep that as much as you want. Today we have a very exciting guest on. We know him from beatboxing all the way through the Samurai hallways, but Robert Brock is on with us today, and we'll be back right after this intro.
Let's kick it. We the alumni, ripping it up while you were gun shy. Run it back, reincarnated, graduated and elevated. Past lives of fast times from our high school and beyond education. Take a listen, nostalgia's never distant. No disses on this track, we handle our business. NBA, JD, DPT, we got the stack. Hey Jim, it's time to bring our classmates back.
You know what the fun fact is? Is that's the first time Tyler's ever rapped on a intro.
I do spoken word poetry, so in a little bit I count that. It's not to a beat, but I throw down some rhymes on the poetry. Yeah, I do that. For clarification, though, the I call out the business stuff. None of us have an MBA. Jim has the JD. He's a lawyer, and I'm a DPT, physical therapist. But the MBA was kind of fabricated. Jim might as well because he's kind of like an entrepreneur, but he doesn't officially have one.
I might have an honorary one day.
You should.
Let's hope.
One day you'll probably get one.
That's what I'm aiming for in life. Like in the next 10 years, I would love an honorary MBA from
that would be sick. That would be sick.
Yo, Tyler, let's kick this off, man.
All right. Our main man, Beatbox, on the show. I'm super excited about this. All right, man. So the first one we always kick it with is just to rate your high school experience 1 to 10. Very basic here.
1 to 10. I would say everything all together averaged out, I'd say a 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent.
Samuel's getting some good scores from people.
Yeah. But also, it could be, and not to say that isn't the truth, but I think looking back, it's easier to remember all the good memories, and the not so great memories are sort of pushed out of our minds a little bit for obvious reasons. But I know, I remember the not so great times and the great times, and averaged all out. I really do think it was a solid experience, and definitely helped shape who I am today.
Nice.
Yeah. That's super solid. I got Robert's high school photo.
Oh, geez, we got it. 14 years later, this guy got some facial hair now. Oh, look at that. Look at that strapping young gentleman right there. Look at that.
No beard, but that's me.
No beard, Brock. Some things have changed.
Some things have changed.
Without that beard, I bet he looks exactly the same. So I'm just going to say that.
It's true. And every once in a while, I'll just buzz the whole thing off, and I really don't look
and you're back in high school, dude.
Very close to that picture.
Fair.
Amazing, dude.
Nice.
It's time, bro. It's time for the hot seat. Are you ready, Rob?
Sir.
Yeah. You know the rules, man. You get 2 passes. All right.
2 passes, 6 questions, and they get progressively more hot. So yeah, just think about how you want to strategically use your passes if you want. It's all good. Hit them with Daydreaming. This is the good song right here. This is our little background. Beating the Ducks will come later. That's always a lightning round. So
yeah, Beating the Ducks will come.
First question is going to be, who was your high school crush, and did you ever shoot your shot?
Oh, I definitely I mean, I can think of a couple different, people I had crushes on, and I had a little crush on Melanie Delia. I had a crush on her. We were like freshmen, I think. We dated for a couple months, I think, and high school relationships. And not to say they don't always work out, but that one didn't. I hope she's doing well. She's a great person. There was definitely a couple times I was completely oblivious to women coming on to me and looking back and like, oh wow, she was really pretty, and I could have shot my shot, but I didn't. But that's what I can remember at the moment.
All of us feel the same, man. All of us feel the same on that one.
There's always those ones we look back on like, wow, how did I not read that right? That's wild. But
seriously,
a couple months as a freshman, that's like 4 or 5 years as an adult. So that's a pretty good relationship in high school. That's like equivalent. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Question 2: who did you have beef with, or just didn't have a good vibe around in high school?
God, to be perfectly honest, I didn't have a problem with anybody.
I believe that.
Well, I mean, there was a teacher I didn't particularly care for, but I mean, that could go for anybody. But as far as peers, no, I can honestly say I can't remember anybody I really didn't like.
Okay. Nice. From what I know of Robert, that checks out. Question 3: did you drink in high school, and then why or why not?
No, and actually, Tyler, you can attest to this, at least maybe to a degree, and anybody else who knew me in high school. I don't think I touched a drop of alcohol until after high school, and maybe only a beer or two before I was 21. Okay. I was just stone cold sober the whole time. I was the permanent DD to all the parties.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
I do remember watching Pulp Fiction with Ariel and you, and I don't think you didn't drink nothing that night, so that definitely checks out. Okay, just philosophically, any backstory against it, or just not your thing?
No, it was actually the same reason I didn't try cannabis either until much later on, during high school, but like end of senior year kind of thing.
Right.
I just didn't really feel the need to, and I felt more comfortable kind of having my wits about me. And probably how I was raised. Tyler, your dad was a firefighter. My dad was a firefighter. They see the worst of the worst, and they can sometimes make their children a little paranoid because they know the worst of the worst.
That's a fact. I never got to do anything with fireworks as a kid because my dad, like there was not a chance on 4th of July I was going to do one of those, like, whatever, little poppers. Like, that wasn't a thing in our house. Like, not even a chance, so I feel you there.
That's wild,
I respect that. Robert Brock, the only man in high school immune to peer pressure. Like, I respect that, dude. I respect it.
Solid, dude.
Question 4: are you currently north or south of a 6-figure income? So it doesn't have to be salary, just everything you take in.
Oh, south for sure. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah.
Question. Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
No. Question 5: what was the most embarrassing or awkward high school moment that you can recall?
Let's see. Oh, didn't embarrass me at the time. I must have had incredible self-confidence and great self-esteem for just a brief moment, but so I was on water polo and swim team, and as many people will remember, they call them the greenies, and during the homecoming rally and the homecoming football game, we paint ourselves green and run on the field, and a great time. Wouldn't trade that experience for the world. But for whatever reason, I thought it was a good idea to not only paint myself green earlier in the day of the homecoming rally, but also go to all my classes painted green and in a Speedo, no less.
Yeah, in a Speedo.
Yeah,
that's rough.
I don't know why I thought, and you know what? Not a single teacher said a thing. It was the damnedest thing. They said absolutely nothing. So yeah. So looking back, it's a little cringy. At the time, I just didn't seem to care.
You know what? I thought I was self-conscious being on the wrestling team and wearing spandex and a singlet, during my sport. And then I look at the water polo guys. I'm like, damn, they're wearing Speedos in high school. Like, that's even worse, maybe.
Dude, luckily I never had to do any of this stuff. I never had to
Jim was
wear
out. He was like, I'm gonna play basketball, like do PE. That was all Jim did. Yeah. Damn, that's wild. Okay. Last question. You made it this far. You still have some passes if you want. But question 6. Did you have your first kiss in high school? And if so, who was it with?
No. My first kiss was almost in high school. It was in 8th grade.
Okay.
I went to John Adams, and
dude, we're all John Adams kids. It's cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Jams, baby.
Right. Should I say the person's name or just not really?
You know what? It's been so long. Why not? You just go for it.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I don't think she'll mind if she even sees this.
Right.
It was Michaela Carpenter. In
I know
8th grade.
exactly what you're talking about.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
First kiss. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Well, that was the hot seat. You survived. Jim is going to take you
dude.
the way back machine now. Good job. Good job. Good job.
And he used no passes the whole time.
Passes. He's like in rarefied air. That's like 3 people, I think.
There's 3 people. We should make a list. We should send them something, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think your questions could be hotter.
Oh, do you have any suggestions? What could we make hotter? Yeah,
I thought it was pretty hot when we came.
No, I mean, I did. Well, I mean, for me, like some people like spicy food more than others,
Right.
Some people want to eat the friggin' ghost pepper, and some people are fine with a jalapeno.
We're like a buffet.
Damn, you're calling us a jalapeno right now? Like, damn.
No, that's not what I said. For me,
I want to be a Carolina Reaper, dude. That's what I want to be. Okay, the hottest.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll think of them. All
right. That's good. You're throwing shade on our hot seat, Jim. We're just gonna take that on the chin right now. We're gonna
take that on the chin, and I don't know what else I can possibly ask somebody.
Right. We talk salary. We talk like drugs. We talk. Oh, that's pretty good.
Alcohol, like the girls that you used to handle.
Part of it is I was a very incredibly boring kid in high school. I didn't do anything. Maybe if I had done some, smoked some crack or something, I'd been like, oh, pass.
That's right. Beatbox, smoking crack on the alumni pod. I love this.
We're not going to shame anyone for smoking crack if they have.
That's right.
I don't know. So way back,
I swear we're doing that stuff. I swear, dude.
So way back on June 17th, 2010. You graduated from high school at the Santa Monica High School Memorial Greek Amphitheater. Okay. The theme of that graduation was actually grad night was Hangin' 10 in Hawaii. That's what they came up with. Okay. Yeah. Dr. Hugo Pedroza was your principal. Mm-hmm. And an estimated about 700 graduating seniors were there that day, and 22 valedictorians. I actually don't know if that's true or not. This is based off this article, but I don't remember 22. But if there was, it's cool.
That's a lot. Wow.
All 3 of us were not one of them. That's okay.
That's right.
Nope. I was too busy smoking crack in the bathroom.
Exactly.
And Robert Brock, your name starts with a B. You're in line. You're one of the first people to shake Dr. Hugo Pedroza's hand and walk off stage, and you probably went to grad night that night.
Yep.
That morning, you woke up, even though I think it ended at 5:30 in the morning, if I recall.
Something like that.
That morning, you woke up. You were graduated from high school. It's the first step in any adult's life that's treaded this path. And you haven't talked to Jim or Tyler since. I haven't spoke to you since high school.
Yeah.
And the whole premise, the whole premise of this podcast is to get you to tell us your story as much as you want to tell us. from that time all the way until you got into the seat talking to us. And the floor is yours.
All right. Cool. So let's see. Yeah, end of grad night, walking out of there, it was a little surreal. I imagine it's a little surreal for everybody, and that there's a real possibility you might see none of these people again, with few exceptions. There's a few people I knew I'd be seeing, but other than that, it was like, I'm done with this huge chapter of my life, and not just high school, but just K through 12, just the standard schooling. You're done. Any schooling you do after that is really up to you. Yep. And so I'll tell you right now, I did not really go. I went to SMC for a year or two. I realized it was not for me. And it wasn't, because I didn't have the best time in high school as far as academics went. It was always really tough for me. Later on in high school, I learned I had pretty severe ADHD. And I just had no idea up until that point, but it explained a lot of issues I had encountered. And it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth as far as school was concerned. So yeah, even though I kind of pushed myself to go to SMC because it just seemed like, that's what everybody's doing, I realized that I don't have to kind of follow that. And so yeah, I kind of jumped ship on that, and it made my peace with it, because it definitely didn't feel right at the moment, mainly because, pressure from peers and parents and other stuff like that. But I made my peace with it. I'm good with it now. And I started working for Costco the end of summer after we graduated. And I've been there ever since. August 19th, August 17th. It'll be 14 years this year that I've been there.
Congratulations. That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, and great company to work for. Unfortunately, I work at one of the busiest in the company anywhere in the world, the one in Marina Del Rey. Right. Usually top 10 most profit producing Costco's annually. And so, yeah, no, it's a beast. So yeah, but still, wouldn't trade it for the world. They treat me well. Good place to be. But yeah, so no school. Costco was just there at the time. It happened to work out. They happened to treat me well. And so yeah, I've been doing that ever since. I was in a supervisory role for a little bit. Ended up stepping down because of it wasn't really the stress of being a supervisor. It was that mixed with other personal stuff that was going on at the time. And I just realized it wasn't for me, especially when I was topped out and I was making, it was like $1 more per hour. I'm like, all right, why am I doing this? Not to say I'll never go back, perhaps I will, but at the time it was just the right thing to do.
Okay.
I've considered, as I'm sure Tyler has as well, you have a parent that's a firefighter and you consider it. And I did, but I realized that as much as I do enjoy helping people, or would enjoy helping people, I realized that just wasn't the right path for me. I think I'd like to help people in other ways, even if it's just helping a little old lady at Costco, that's good enough, But yeah, I mean, that's all I can really think about at the moment. That's about it. It's really just been working at Costco, living with my girlfriend. I live in Chatsworth now.
Solid.
Yeah, was never really into the valley. We all grew up in Santa Monica near the beach, perfect weather.
Yeah,
a place you want to. It's too hot out there, or it's too cold out there, or it's too dry. But it's kind of growing on me. So it's all right out here.
Not bad, dude. Yeah. So first of all, congrats on never incurring student debt. That's
Yep.
a feat in its own right. Robert, I see a lot of untapped potential in you. I'm not gonna lie. And you know, Costco is a great place, and you have a lot of skill, and you're really good with people. I can tell. And whatever path you choose in life, I'm sure you're going to be incredibly successful at it. Whether if it's continuing with Costco and moving up the chain, or moving to something else, whatever it is, I'm 100% sure you're going to kill it, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. When did you first meet your girlfriend?
I met her September 2nd, 2015. Yeah, 2015.
Oh, nice, dude.
Dang. Yeah. Okay. It's been on a minute.
You've been going strong, man.
Yeah. The only time online dating has ever worked out for me.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's like 1 in 3 relationships now, though, is something online, so
it makes I remember before I met her, maybe a month or two before, I was at home, still living with my parents, and I was at home doing nothing, and my dad's like, you got to go out and meet people, have fun, hang with your friends. You can't just sit around the house. And he said, you gotta meet a woman. You should get on a dating site. And I was like, why would I get on a dating site? It doesn't make any sense. And he said, look, back in my day, before there was internet and all that, you kind of had to go out and meet people. You had to go to a bar and meet someone, or you had to meet someone through a friend, which can still happen today, of course.
Right.
But he said, I wish I had this, luxury when I was your age, because it's just, you tell the computer exactly what you want. And it's, I'm looking for a woman this height or this complexion or this what eye color, whatever. And you find those people, and I couldn't argue with that. And so it worked out. I got to give it to my dad. He was right.
Yeah. What was your opening line, if you remember, on the dating app, or who made the first move? I guess it depends on the app, but
I think she sent a message to me first, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it Bumble?
Was it Bumble?
No, it was I was on Bumble, but no, it was OkCupid, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I realized that really the only way, not for everyone, but for me at least, the only way for it to be effective was for me to pay for it, essentially. Okay. But it was like $5 a month or something. So, and I was only on it for a couple of months. So $10, $15, who cares?
Not bad.
It kind of weeds out, bots and people who are just looking for flings, which, is fine for some, but not for me. Sure. But so it wasn't anything. There wasn't any cheesy opening line. There wasn't
You didn't like beatbox for her? That's not like what the initial interaction was? Okay. I assume that's what it would be. It's just 2 minutes of you just spitting on a mic. It's not that practice, but it might get some women hot. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Not her. But no, it was very casual introduction. Just hey, how's it going? You're cute. That kind of stuff. And we met up a couple weeks after, and things have been good.
If I go silent, it's because I'm like downloading OkCupid in the background as we speak. Yeah. So if I'm like off the pod, I'm just gonna be like uploading my stuff on OkCupid.
You can't do that because your internet is not good enough for that, dude.
That's right. That's why online dating doesn't work for me. It's because my internet's bad, Jim. That's exactly it, dude. Exactly. No, I find that's the problem. So what your dad said is like, oh, there's gonna be this utopia of like you can select your mate perfectly. I think it's the opposite. I'm so picky now with like everything I want to select for that I can't decide on like the end goal of the person that I want because I don't know. So I don't know about that. I think it's a curse.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's almost like, damn, they gave us too much freedom,
Right. There's too much. It's the tyranny of freedom in the modern age, dude. I don't know.
You know what I like about dating apps versus in real life is that, everyone on a dating app, if you match, you know what it is. You're probably going to go out on a date or something and figure things out. If you meet someone who's cute in person It's also really exciting, but part of it is guessing whether or not they're on the market or not.
Right.
And whether they're interested in you. So it's like it's actually really complicated and anxiety inducing for a lot of people because
Right.
they don't realize it. It just simplifies the process to match on a dating website.
That's
That's
true.
good.
Because everyone is there, or everyone should be there, being single.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Just two totally different worlds. When you were starting at like Costco, what were your challenges? Like what's the process like of like working there, and like what are the difficulties, and what are like the good parts?
Starting out, it was pretty easy, especially because I was 18, I was so much younger and in way better shape, having, just done water polo and swimming for 4 years, I felt
Right.
great. So I could bust my ass in there and,
Yeah.
not really sweat.
Mhm.
And so that was fine. The work is not, demanding, not demanding in a sense where, you have to have like a degree in math to do this job. No, it's pretty simple stuff. You're throwing boxes around, you're helping people out, there's this,
Solid.
there's that,
Mhm.
have a nice day. It's pretty simple stuff. But moving into a supervisor position, that was tough. Because you kind of get hit from every angle. You have to, handle complaints and issues
Mhm.
from employees that you supervise, which is a lot. In that
Mhm.
one building alone, at least at the moment, we have a total of, I want to say, a little over 600 employees.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And just on the front end, front end being, like registers and
Yeah.
Right.
there's well over 150 employees just on the front end alone, probably closer to 200 now. And if you're a front end supervisor, you're one of many, but you are still responsible for pretty much any and or all of them. So again, you got to deal with those employees, and then you got managers giving you heat from above. So you kind of, you're getting it
Yeah.
from ways.
That makes sense.
And then of course dealing with, you know, members, customers, kind of
Mhm.
have to. The biggest thing is learning how to deal with people. I think that's probably
Yeah.
the biggest thing I've gotten out of Costco
Mm.
is learning how to. You don't learn how to fix problems; you learn how to fix people.
Mm.
That's
Nice.
the biggest.
Explain that.
So it's another saying is, we say, the customer is always right. That's not true.
Right.
Sometimes the customer is in fact wrong, but it's our job to make them right, to
Oh,
do the best we can to make them right. It can't always be done. Not everything
right.
is possible, but we
Yeah.
do our best. And so, yeah, it really is, because there's times where, an employee might make a mistake and it ends up costing the person shopping their time. And time is something you can't refund. You can refund someone all the money in the world, but you can't give them their time back. And that is ultimately what most people are upset about, when there is an issue anywhere in retail or service industry, or just I'd say in life in general.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
and kind of reassuring them that, you're handling this problem, that that you got their back, that they're valued, even if you don't believe it, even if you hate them, you kind of gotta put on that fake smile and reassure
Yeah.
them, hey, you got this. And learning how to deal with people in that way has
Right.
been valuable. Yeah.
How many times in your 14-year career at Costco have you totally lost it? Like you just like railed on at somebody, or you had to go and leave the building? Like, has that happened before?
Whew. There's many times where I've wanted to, but
Yeah.
no, I've managed to thankfully keep a level head and never blow up on anybody, which is tempting. It's
Yeah.
tempting. You and I imagine any company, you move up, you get more responsibility, it stresses you
Mhm.
out, and people are not themselves when they're stressed out. You know, there were times where I was definitely not myself, where I didn't blow up on anybody. I was short with people I consider my friends and family and girlfriend. And, you know, it's not fun, but, you know, I've learned how to kind of just keep it cool and remember that people generally aren't bad. You know, people are at worst ignorant,
scared and ignorant, right?
Yeah, scared and ignorant, and you know, they just don't know how to handle their own emotions. And you know, me losing control of mine, it just ain't gonna help. You know? As much as I want to call him an idiot and you know push him out of the store, but you can't do that.
So when I worked retail, dude.
Yeah, go for it.
When I worked retail, I had some stories, man. I had some stories from working with the general public, and they're just being outrageous situations where it was absolutely ridiculous. Do you have any stories like that you can tell us on the podcast? Do you feel comfortable enough telling us on this podcast?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there were. I mean, I can't think of all of them, but there's some pretty gnarly ones. I mean, probably the first story I can think of, you know, way back, I was still relatively new. I'd probably only been there for a year and a half, maybe 2 years at the most. You know, I'm still young and running around and, you know, goody two shoes. I want to help everybody. And this, it was a slow day, and this lady, she was probably in her mid 50s, early 60s at the most, you know, not senile at all, still very much had her wits about her. She says, "Oh, young man, can you help me?" And I walk over and I was like, "Sure, what can I do for you?" And she's holding a broom. Pretty simple. A broom that, you know, not a broom that we're using, you know, a broom we sell. And has a dustpan attached to it. And she holds it up and she points to it. She says, "How does this work?" And I was sure I was having a stroke.
Or she was. I don't know.
She was.
Stroke was happening.
I looked at her for almost 10 uninterrupted seconds. I did not blink once. I stared at her. And then I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, how does it work?" And I just told her, you know, I was getting scared. I thought maybe the managers were setting me up to see how I'd react to a stupid question. And I didn't know what to do. And I just said, I am so sorry, ma'am. I don't think I can help you. And I just walked away. Yeah, that's one of the lighter ones. There's some crazy ones, but that's a pretty light one.
That's hilarious.
During COVID, was there a lot of fighting over, you know, the toilet paper and the emergency supplies? Was that a thing during COVID?
Yeah, that was rough. I won't lie. I was not there for all of COVID. I did take time off, you know, because I was still living with my parents, and I also have asthma. So I was like, "Hey, we didn't have a vaccine yet. I don't want this shit to kill me." You know, but we didn't know what was going to happen. So, but I was there in the beginning, and the first sign that things were really going south was so if anyone watching, or you two, have ever been into a Costco, you walk through the front door, you show your membership, and there's someone there, you know, greeting you and checking your membership, and they have a little counter in their hand. And the idea is they count how many people come through the door every 30 minutes, and they report it to the supervisors up front so they know how many lines to keep open, because you can guess roughly how many lines to keep running depending on how many people are coming in, just so things don't get backed up. So that's the idea. And in the morning, you know, people will show up early and line up at the door because they want to get in and get out as fast as they can. And, you know, it's not uncommon for our store to have, you know, 400, 500 people through the door in the morning on a really busy, like a busy Sunday or a busy Saturday. You know, that could definitely happen. The opening door count, the worst one to kind of kick off COVID, I believe the opening door count was over 2,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
the line just stretched out into the parking lot. It was starting to wrap around parking spaces. It was insane.
Were they 6 feet apart?
Yeah. Were they social distance? I would
that
just time
was
out.
before that started.
Right.
And then once that started, we had we pretty much had like a queue, almost like a Disneyland looking gates kind of set up outside the door, and we would let people in only about 50 at a time. We were monitoring how many people were coming out, and then send that many people in every so often. It was pretty crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, it got wild there.
Yeah.
Robert, if I can give you the next 10 years and you can have it all your way, what would you want to have happen, and what would you obtain in those 10 years? Everything goes your way.
Great question. I think as much as I do appreciate working for Costco, I think that in a perfect world, I would leave there and I would take on a lower stress job. Not to say it's inhumanly stressful, but just for me, I'd like to leave there, and if I could do something in the field of agriculture, that'd be awesome. I've always loved growing plants. I always loved plants. I always loved growing things. I have my garden going right now. I'm tending to it every day. And if I could make a living off of that, I would absolutely. If someone said, "Hey, you can make $100,000 growing tomatoes, Robert," I'd say, "Buy Costco. I'm out. Sign me up." Or anything like that. Yeah.
Damn, love that. That's pretty amazing, actually. I'm glad that you have that. When did you first learn that you were into growing things? Like, where did that even come from?
Yeah.
I think it probably started when I was much younger, like elementary school age. My dad made a little raised bed garden in the back, and we'd grow tomatoes and other simple things, and nothing crazy. And I didn't think much of it at the time. It was just sort of normal for us to have our garden in the backyard. And then once I got a bit older, we made a larger raised bed garden, and my dad said, "Hey, what do you want to grow?" And I kind of had this freedom to grow whatever I wanted. So I said, "All right, we're not just going to grow tomatoes. We're going to grow these, this different kind of tomato, or this different kind of cucumber or squash or pumpkins or what have you." And so, it's sort of the freedom to grow interesting things you don't always see in the markets, and also just the process. Seeing something come from a seed going into a full plant and giving you fruit or vegetables. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty epic. Wow.
What are some of the easiest things if you wanted to start that as a hobby? What would you recommend for others out there listening to start growing potentially, food-wise?
Well, tomatoes for sure. It is so hard to kill tomatoes. My God. and of course, I love growing things from seeds, but you don't have to grow them from seeds because that does add a level of complexity to it. But nothing wrong with going to your local nursery and picking up some plants. Tomatoes grow great, and being in California, pumpkins. Grow some pumpkins. Yeah, they are very hardy, and they're fun to grow, and you can grow them, and then they're ready for Halloween, and you got your own pumpkins. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's solid. I've actually grown pumpkins before a long time ago. It's pretty exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
All right, we do a segment where we share our most favorite memory of you in high school, and I had very limited interaction. I think Tyler knows you better than I do. Yeah, I remember you used to beatbox, man. I really do, and I remember you were not half bad, dude. You did it all the time, and I was like, dude, that's pretty epic. And I'm going to ask you, and you can say no, but can we get a quick Robert Brock Beatbox on the
Brock.
pod. Just for
15
old time's
seconds.
sake.
Oh man.
5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Let's
Whatever
see.
you want.
Let's see if I can even do it for 10 seconds. It'll be a miracle.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
curious.
go.
I haven't done this in so long.
We're
It
pulling
was
him out
just
of
a
the garden
practice, you
into the
guys.
studio right now. Let's go.
From the garden to the studio. That's
We're
bars.
cooking up some seeds right now, dude. This is
Heck
wild.
yeah.
Man. That's all I got.
That's
I mean,
fire,
what?
dude.
We need like a clap background, you know, like that little montage of clapping. Yeah. Honestly, that's
That
my
was
favorite
fire,
memory of Robert is right now him just throwing down a beatbox for us. That's my favorite memory of Robert right now. Oh. Damn. I don't know. We had a lot of classes together. I think we had not US history. Well, did you have AP US history of Flanders? I forget.
No. Funny enough, I never had Flanders.
You never had Flanders. Interesting. The water polo coach. I think we had economics. I think we had economics together. That's where we had Andrew Brown, Jordan Wineland. You were in that class, I remember. So just hanging out with you. That was always you were a super positive guy. Definitely I couldn't see you. You know, I kind of asked that question if you had beef with anybody in high school, but there's no one in my mind that you really would have kind of had a bad vibe with, because that's not your personality. So definitely remember just going to the class, you know, every day with you, and you being a super positive guy, and then that secret talent no one knew about, that you could beatbox like crazy. And so I'm glad that you put a little bit of that on display right now for us too. So yeah, only really good things to say about you, man. As a person, I kind of related to you a little bit because we're both kind of white passing mulattoes, and we got a black dad that's a firefighter, and so I kind of related to you on another level. And we were both infiltrating white sports, right? So I was doing wrestling, you were doing water polo, and so there's a lot of things that I just related to you on another level, you know. And I still have your little high school yearbook quote that you wrote for me, and I still think that's really awesome to see. And yeah, only love for you, dude. It was awesome having you in class, man. and spending that time with you for sure.
Yeah.
No, you're definitely a solid guy in my book too, man. And that beatbox right now was actually super good, dude.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. I was taken back, dude. That was wild.
We should sample that and add that as a segment, Jim, in future podcasts.
That should be our intro. Honestly, I might cut that and just make it our intro.
My intro's fire. Get out of here, dude. Get out.
I know, but that was gonna be. I don't know, dude. Now you're competing. Now you have competition.
Don't make me go Kendrick Lamar on you right now, okay?
Yo,
Mr. Drake.
Man.
Yeah, okay. Nah.
Unpopular opinion. I don't think Drake really lost that battle. I don't think he won it, but I don't think he lost.
That's a hot take right there, dude. That's a hot take. Going against the West Coast, Jim. Okay.
I know, but hey, come on, man. Got to give credit where credit's due. I just don't think he lost. I don't think he won, but he didn't lose.
It's not a landslide, but yeah, I think it depends on whose allegations are true. I mean, that's what it comes down to, I guess.
That's true, dude. They brought out some tea for that one.
Good point.
Yeah. That was going deep. That was going deep. We ready for the lightning round, Jim?
Let's run it, dude. Lightning round. I'm gonna play Feeding the Ducks for this one.
This is our OG track, Feeding the Ducks. Hashtag the best out there. 6 questions again. This is a little bit more lighthearted. I changed one of them, Jim. So one of these is new for even you. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So first one, Rob, is going to be best off-campus lunch spot.
Oh, I would always hit up Taqueria Chihuahua. It's no longer there, unfortunately.
I know.
But funny enough, the people who ran that place now own the Mexican food place across from Costco on Washington, and they remembered me. Crazy.
Damn,
that's crazy,
regular.
Dude. They're like, "Oh yeah, you went to Seymour, right? We remember you,
dude."
Like, wow.
Why? They should remember me, dude. I was there every morning eating a breakfast burrito on late.
Honestly, they remember me. They probably remember you.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
They got a long memory. Well, you're living up to the Robert Brock de España right now, so I respect that answer. That was awesome. Do you know if Gilbert's is still in Santa Monica? Is that still a thing?
I have to imagine it is.
Gilbert.
I mean, I haven't been there. I don't know, but
I would remember eating at Gilbert's. Is it good? Was it good?
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. Wet burritos and all that. Gilbert's El Indio. Yeah, the place is bomb. It's like the Bay Cities of Mexican food. You know, so I hope it never goes under. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be a damn shame.
Question 2: hardest class you took in high school?
Ooh, hardest class. Jeez. Honestly, anything math. Anything. I just did not do well with math. I loved history. English was fine. Science, because sometimes there's a little math involved, but anything math was always tough for me.
Math was the one. I got you. Okay, fair enough. Question 3: which year of high school would you most like to relive if you could wake up tomorrow and be that whole year?
Ooh. Probably my senior year. Yeah, I think that I had kind of grown into myself. I had more confidence. I was physically stronger, so water polo didn't kill me as much. I think things just went a little better in senior year, so I'd say that one.
That's great. You still ever get in the pool these days, or what's your
No, I need to. I am way the hell out of shape. Yeah.
It's tough. Question 4. This is the new one. Would you rather have a late start Wednesday or an early release Friday?
Ooh.
Dang, dude.
Damn.
Right? This is a good one. Debatable. Because at Jams, we had early release Friday. And in high school, it was late start Wednesday. So
we did? Really?
We had both. Yeah.
Dude, I don't remember that, dude. In Jams, it was
maybe I just cut out early and I didn't tell y'all.
Yeah, dude, you cut out early.
I had early release every Friday at Jams because I did. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I swear we did.
I don't remember that, dude. I don't remember that. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna go with early release Friday. I mean, get your weekend started right.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. You can go tend the garden early. Go plant the tomatoes. Pretty good. Oh, yeah, I respect that. Question 5: who was the hottest teacher at Samo?
Ooh. Flanders. No, I'm kidding.
Water polo, shout out. Let's go.
I hope he never sees this.
I don't think me and Tyler ever meshed with Flanders.
Nah, he gave me like bad grades in AP US.
I don't think he liked us very much, T.
He was always a hard ass, as a coach, in a way that he cared about you. So it probably was the same with him as a teacher. I wouldn't know, but it doesn't surprise me.
That was like an Olympic medalist or something, like a ridiculously good water polo player. Was that a myth? I don't know.
What, Flanders?
I thought Flanders had a son that was like on the U.S. Olympic team in like water polo or something.
Well, I know his son went to Samo and played water polo. Both of his sons, I believe. Okay. I don't know if he was on any Olympic team, but yeah.
We'll check. Paris 2024. We'll find out.
We'll
find out. Hottest teacher, yeah.
I'm trying to think back. Sorry to say, I don't think I had any hot teachers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, man. That's
None that I can remember, at least.
I think I had hot subs. I don't think I had like a permanent teacher that was that.
Yeah, I can recall one hot sub. Yeah,
the subs were always the hotties for sure. Yeah, that was the way it worked. Final lightning round question is: what song from our high school era is still on your playlist today?
Whew. Probably. I'm sure there's more, but the only one I can think of right now is MGMT, Time to Pretend. Yeah. Okay. I know that came up on Spotify the other day, and I was like, it's still good.
Can't skip that, dude. That's the memories. MGMT, they did the song Kids, right? I remember that.
Yeah.
They did that too, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one. I gotta look up Time to Pretend, but that's fire, man. Well, thank you for coming on. I mean, we gotta up the hot seat game now that he just called us like a jalapeno, Jim. So we're gonna
we have to up our
rework
game,
that.
dude.
We're gonna up our
We have
game.
we have to do our hot seat questions again. We gotta find a way to burn people. You know,
we're gonna edit them after this show because of Rob. So I respect that.
Yeah, I want to see you apply some pressure. All right.
You know what?
That's right.
Thank you for the feedback. And
Yeah,
on
we'll
that
take
note,
I'll think of some questions. See if I'll shoot them your way.
Cool.
Appreciate it. You get the final floor, Robert, to say anything you want, plug anything you want. You know, if you want to call people out, you can do that. Or, you know, you can just say something like really philosophical, drop the mic and leave. A lot of people have done that. Or you can call me and Tyler out for having a podcast and, you know, calling people out. I don't know. Whatever you want to do is up to you. All right. And me and Tyler will just be quiet, and the floor is yours.
I honestly don't have much to say. It was great catching up with you guys. Great seeing you guys. I think it's really cool what you're doing here. You know, I think, I think a lot of people get at least I get apprehensive about the idea of having like a traditional high school reunion, because it can turn into a, lack of a better word, kind of into a dick measuring contest. And most people don't really care for that. But this is good because, you know, they can, I would hope maybe one person out there thought, I wonder how Robert's doing. You know, I remember that guy. And they can just watch this. They don't have to interact with me directly if they don't want to. They can be like, oh, you know, he's doing all right. All right, cool. You know, and with all the other guests you've had on. So I really do think it's a pretty cool concept. And I'm sure you guys will get a lot more people on here. And but yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't have much to say. You know, I hope everyone in our class and every other class is doing well. You know, I hope everyone's out there finding what makes them happy. And that's about it.
Well said. Well said. Who do you think we should bring on after you or in the future at some point? If you could have any guest on, you know,
who I like to see on here.
always looks for inspiration, I guess.
Good question.
Other than Flanders, obviously.
Other than Flanders, don't get Flanders on here. He's not.
I don't think he's
I might
invited.
get
I just don't
Tipper.
think he likes me and Tyler.
Yeah, that he would not come on. No chance.
Absolutely not. I don't know. I think maybe having a teacher on would be cool.
Yeah.
It's in the works. We're trying.
We're trying.
Yeah, I saw Miss Kuyama, I believe is her last name.
Okay.
I was in Avid. She taught Avid.
Okay.
And she taught, I want to say English if I'm not mistaken, but super cool. And definitely get a teacher on. You know, it was good. I saw her in Costco, of course, and because I see everyone comes through Costco eventually. Right. So I've seen lots of old classmates and teachers come through there. That's awesome. It's good to catch up with them, and it's also interesting. It'd be interesting to get their perspective, especially if they can remember our year.
Right.
That would be very interesting.
Nice. Yeah. That's a good suggestion. I like that, man, for sure. Yeah. Stay tuned. Let's end it there, Jim.
Well, on that note, it's another successful episode of the Alumni Podcast. Robert was super brave for coming on, and even with a little apprehension at first, and it was awesome. And we're just catching up, and we recommend that everyone we reach out to be brave enough to come on this podcast and share your story, because we're all in this ride together. It's really not a measuring contest. It's really just an application of where you've been and catching up with your peers. Everything else is just noise. All right. On that note, love. Thanks for the support, and we'll catch you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.